We practice many things that we consider to be Jamaican traditions and customs. These were curated and handed down from parents to children, and so it must be our culture, right? It might surprise you why we practice some of these things, and although they are so rooted in our practices, how little of them are actually beneficial to our advancement. Let's examine some of these social practices, where they came from, and why they are harmful to the Jamaican development. Let's get into the conversation.
The Jam Fam family. Jam Fam, come hang with me. Yeah.
Hello, Wagwan. Pick up yourself, whether you're there yard or you're there abroad. Welcome back to another episode of Life with the Jam Fams. And on today's episode, we're going to be exploring some of the traditions and customs that we hold. Some of these traditions that we hold, are they really our customs, or were they imposed on us? Let's take our diet, for instance. We eat high quantities of rice, yams, flours, tubers, and sometimes very little or poor cuts of meat that are nutritionally limited. We eat vegetables in some quantities, and more recently, we have the highly processed foods that we are intaking. We eat gigantic portion sizes and at least 3 meals per day. No longer do we consistently make food or medicine, eat just enough, or eat only when we feel hungry. We tend to eat for bellyful, and most of our core social activities are centered around food. As a nation, we have high levels of diabetes, high blood pressure, and cardiovascular problems. The leading cause of death on the island happens to be stroke. However, that was never our customary methods of eating. We had good balance of protein, nutrient-dense vegetables, and adequate amount of starch. The diet that we now practice was a cheap means of ready energy to go and work on plantations. Our health was never a concern because we were seen as replaceable. Nevertheless, even with the notion of freedom, we have done very little to ameliorate. Some of our foreparents tried, but life happened and behaviors are hard to change, especially when people don't want to put in the work to realize the change, even for their health. Let's look also at the idea of having a big house. Rather than using our resources to serve us, we resort to these empty mansions that needs to be maintained because we were subjected to huts for centuries, living in deplorable conditions, whilst we see the plantation owners living in lavish mansions built and maintained by our foreparents' sweat and labor. And so we systematically aspire to it, even if we are house rich and cash or health poor. Then take, for instance, the grills, widely used after emancipation to keep the elites from feeling safe and keeping our foreparents out. We now spend our money caging ourselves in as a statement of wealth and safety. Sexualization of our culture. Many adults say children are complicit. Nevertheless, unless you have experienced certain things, you won't readily make connections with it. Grown adults, on the other hand, make the connections from their experiences. It's one of the greatest evils to children and adolescents, and yet it has continued in our society. Our foreparents witnessed and experienced so much of that injustice during and after colonial servitude that they have normalized inflicting such repugnance on our children. Instead of grown men protecting our children, they abuse and traumatize them. What about the fatherless crisis, or men throwing their seeds just about everywhere? And there are people who applaud them for doing this. As a very religious nation, the Bible teaches how wrong these behaviors are and all other forms of sexual sin. However, the giving out of our women for breeding with men during colonial rule has not lost hold on our people and is destroying lives and destiny even to today. Equally, our women still see their bodies as a means to earn favor and survive, rather than developing their brains to run empires. And don't get me wrong, there are lots of Jamaicans who are well educated and have lots of certificates behind them. However, this idea still runs very deep in the thinking of many of our women. The domestic abuse, which is multifaceted, have conditioning that traces back to colonial servitude. We would see how European foremen physically abuse our women or men if they disagree with anything. We see this as a solution to any and every problem, and so we use the fist, the whip, or the cibiljack. And so for so many of us, our default is violence or abuse. Take, for instance, the skin bleaching, hating our rich deposit of melanin, unaware of its characteristics and ability to be our natural defense system. It helps with our immunity. It has antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects. It reduces DNA damage and it contributes to healing much faster. It regulates our temperature and it eliminates byproducts that could cause stress and illness. Yet people are busy spending time hating the level of melanin in their skin and finding means of getting rid of it, causing themselves more harm in the process. There is also the hatred and disgust for our multifaceted hair and the dreading of locks and the power our hair have in any natural form that it is displayed. As such, we learn to have it shaved, straightened, covered, and overgroomed. These are all features of abusing our hair instead of embracing it. And these are all self-hatred that we have been taught. We've learned to hate our melanin and our versatile hair because of the envy in others for the quality of what nature blessed us with. Like the soil quality and rich mineral deposits is envied in lands that we inhabit, so too are our features envied. Yet we are unaware because our thoughts were so badly invaded. We were taught to hate these precious gifts or see them as worthless. It's time that we wake up and realize the damage that we're doing to ourselves and our lands because we have forgotten who we truly are. Take the way that we speak, the default we use of negativity and pessimism in the things that we say. Those aren't common to our ancestors. They understood that there was life and death in the power of our tongue. Therefore, they declared what they wanted to see, and they used their words to command their days and their future, their purpose and their destiny, and they supported it with smart, strategic work. We say so much negative things to people now that we use them as though they are compliments and expect people to accept them as such. Then there is the idea of working hard. Our people were encouraged to work hard because it was a mark of productivity. That was only true for those who profited from our excessive labor. Today, if you say that you don't believe in working hard, people label you as lazy or crooked. However, if we really look at it, how many of the people that you see who are working extremely hard are genuinely wealthy? The reality is that working smartly matters even more than working hard. Being strategic, doing less, and achieving more is productivity. So it's finding strategies and approaches to help us to maximize the labor and the time that we're spending. Putting systems in place to enhance outcomes and review and reflect are important parts of our development. As a nation, we like listening to music, and that is now being weaponized against us, and it is being used to sexualize, criminalize, and demonize our society. We listen to the news and radio or TV talk shows that can be used to spread propaganda and condition or even radicalize us to further self-hatred. However, we do not read or have a love of reading. How many times you see someone in the taxi reading or in the park reading? When was the last time that you went to get a book from the library or visit a book club or buy a book from the bookshop and sat down and read it? And if you're a parent, when was the last time you bought a book for your children that aren't something that's on their school book list? They've conditioned us to hate knowledge and then hide those knowledge in plain sight in books, fully aware that we were not going to want to have the interest to read it, and therefore we are unlikely to ever discover their existence. Even the Bible that we like to quote, many of us have never read anything outside of Psalms and Proverbs other than when we take it to the place or places of assembly. We are the descendants of philosophers, doctors, engineers, governors, emperors, chiefs, and navigators, farmers, herbalists, only to name a few. Timbuktu, Egypt, and many other centers of learning were built and managed by some of our ancestors. Our ancestors shaped the global intellectual and cultural landscape and have created centers of learning where many Europeans went to be educated. We need to realize that customs and tradition change over time and context. We can change ours through educating ourselves and eradicating diseased thinking and behaving that we have entertained for far too long. It is necessary because some of these traditions and customs contribute to the sickness of our people's bodies, our country's stagnation, and our personal and collective advancement. It is high time that we decide that enough is enough and break free. We can rewrite our culture through reshaping our traditions and remembering the customs that our great ancestors were taught and practiced. This change begins with me and you, and it is our duty and responsibility to take a close look at the things that we practice and seeing whether or not they serve us, and then being able to discard and eliminate. And it starts with first learning what things are that we should be practicing and where the root is of some of the things that we currently practice. Tell us in the comments below, what are some of the things that you believe are things that do not serve us as a people that we practice in our traditions and our customs, and where you think they originated. It gives us an opportunity to learn from each other. So we look forward to seeing your comment in the comment section. Making. What are you making? What's that? What you put in there?
Rice.
Rice and what?
Egg.
And what? Are you putting the chicken in there or not?
Maybe.
Or are you guys going to put it on the side of it?
I don't know yet.
Okay. Can I have a look of what's in the pot? Okay. So you dice it up. I wonder if it's going to be delicious. Is this an experiment?
I don't know. I found it on
Pinterest. Okay. So it's a Pinterest dish and you're trying to go with it. So what kind of sauce you put funny?
Ketchup and seasoning.
Okay.
I already put the seasoning in.
Oh, I see. So am I going to be able to taste it? Side eye. Is that a no? Or maybe?
I don't know.
Okay, so once you do that, now it's finished?
Wait, I'm not done yet.
Okay. I want to see what it looks like when you plate it. Oh, okay. So why you put the cheese in? You do know you've turned it off, right?
Yes, but it's still on.
Oh, so you're just melting it on it? Okay. This Pinterest recipe, I want to see how it tastes. So you just say you're not putting the chicken on it, you're just going to eat it like that? Okay.
I'm just covering it with the rice so it melts quicker.
Are you putting it in a wrap or are you just going to make a bowl with it?
Bowl.
Okay. It's fine. I'd want to see what it tastes like, but we'll get to taste it. So can I just quickly taste it?
So you can't wait till it tastes. So you want to taste it?
I want to see what it tastes like.
Yeah, no. You'd have to fry this potato for how long. After me already defrost you in the air fryer.
Oh, so you defrost it, then fry it?
Because it was harder to cut when it was frozen.
Okay.
Whenever you want to use the dicing machine, because I thought the too much, it doesn't so much to wash. Can't let me that.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try and see what it tastes like now. Okay, so I like the way you plate it, but I'm going to taste it. I like this stretchiness. I want some.
And how long it took to cut up the potato? Better try wait till tomorrow.
It's fend for yourself night, and I'm going to have hominy, and this is Leona decides that this is what she's making, along with chicken. But I should have she have some fried chicken which she have go warm up and have with it. But I should have said fend for both of us. Anyways, my father brought us a bunch of bananas, and in their ripening state, and that was just so awesome because we don't really have banana trees for ourselves, and so when we get bunches of bananas like this, it comes in handy, and we get them from a few different people. But here's a bunch that I got recently, and I thought I'd share it with you. Yam we get from him on the regular, and then of course other things as they are in season. And so here is a banana find that we have. Look at that. These are really lovely and beautiful, and they're ripening gradually, so we will have it. And Eliona likes ripe banana, so she will be able to indulge.
The Jamaican family, where living the good life. We're royal, cruising through the West Indies, having fun, enjoying the good life. Jam Fam family, the Jam Fam family, yeah. The Jam Fam family, where living the good life. We're royal, cruising through the West Indies, having fun, enjoying the good life. Jam Fam family, the Jam Fam family, yeah. Jam Fam, come hang with me.
Thank you so much for staying with us here on this another episode of Life with the Jam Fams. Bye for now. We look forward to seeing you in the next one.